Okay, so it seems that we've got a little bit of an update on the whole Milky Way situation and the kind of abhorrent censorship that's been going on over on Patreon and PayPal. Now, many people have been kicked off of Patreon and places like that for creating, obviously, spicy content. Now, I think that, as far as I know, the TOS allows that, and you are completely allowed and within your rights to do that, but it seems like they are now blocking people off of PayPal accounts for making this type of content, as, recent censorship laws and rules and stuff on sites have gone up, and it's terrible. It's terrible to see, because we've seen many big artists, including massive HoloLive artists and things like that, going off platform and having to switch platforms due to them being kicked off. But also we got like VTubers, including miilkywayz here, who's also revealed that she has been heavily affected by this, with announcing obviously the other day, saying that, obviously PayPal has terminated her account, mostly due to the fact that her Patreon is 18 plus, and saying, I know without any doubt it was because of this reason, as I sent my transfer and it flagged everything on PayPal and caused my termination once they most likely saw it was an 18 plus Patreon account. So yeah, obviously her account got deleted on PayPal due to something that she posted on Patreon. Now, obviously, if you don't know, I'm pretty sure PayPal owns Patreon, or at least has some kind of stake in it or partnership. So again, obviously, they do have a lot of communication. So it's not like one of these weird things where like it's completely off platform. But again, we have seen Patreon, for example, with another HoloLive artist. Actually, they revealed the fact that Patreon were telling them to actually remove posts from other sites, for example, like on Twitter and places like that. And I think Pixiv was the main one that they said. Apparently, they didn't like the fact that some of the artwork that they were posting on Pixiv and maybe some of the titles over there, right, that they didn't want it to be kind of on there, and that they would delete their account if they didn't remove it off a completely different platform. Now, bear in mind, they've got no control or jurisdiction over Pixiv or any other site like that, but they've been still telling artists, hey, you need to remove this now, else we'll delete your account, which is just kind of messed up, because again, you have no kind of, authority to do that. You don't have any kind of, it's just so weird, why would you ever do that? And obviously they're trying to, force people into removing posts that they don't like on other platforms, in, using termination as a kind of, cursor to this. But obviously it seems like she's actually followed up on her second account, talking about this, saying, today's a really hard and depressing day for me. I just want to melt into a puddle and become milky sludge. Basically, nothing I can do will help my PayPal account back. Will help get my PayPal account back. I give up. Don't see a point to anything besides just trying to find a workaround solution. And they said, before you say anything, no, I cannot make a new business account under my mum's name. It is against their TOS, and they'll find out because they just will. And no, I don't have a husband or spouse that I can relate on to help me in this situation. I'm just screwed. I've literally never had a boyfriend slash spouse slash husband in my life. God, I doubt I ever will have that. So I'm sorry, Astros, but you are my boyfriend, spouse, husband now. And the keys to the handcuffs is tossed in the ocean and just stuck with me together forever. So obviously they're going to be like, obviously a little bit parasocial there, which is getting crazy. But, obviously that's what she has to do. So that's great. But yeah, obviously a lot of people have been consoling her in the comments, but it seems like there's been no kind of push with PayPal to get an account reinstated. It seems like it should be an easy thing, getting your PayPal account reinstated, because again, there's nothing that states in the TOS or in the rules that, obviously says that you cannot post 18 plus, as far as I've seen, with Patreon seems to be a very kind of popular site with people that like to post 18 plus stuff, especially with artists. Artists are the main ones that use Patreon for their kind of kind of spicy work and things, right? Obviously, yes, if you're doing like IRL content, then you'll go to the usual sites, the ones that I mean. But obviously, if you're creating just art, a lot of people tend to use Patreon, and it seems like they just hate a lot of artists over on Patreon. I don't know why they do this. It seems like this is becoming a bigger issue every single day. Obviously, we started off with the Twitter kind of bans and things, which, to be honest, has actually kind of subsided a bit. I think they actually over-exaggerated a lot of the censorship that was going on during the time whenever they started rolling it out. To be fair, a lot of posts are still coming up on my account now, so I think that has actually improved. But in terms of like Patreon and other kind of places too, it has been getting worse, and the censorship has been getting worse, and a lot of people have been pretty outraged by this in the comments. You know, people saying be a payment processor, have one job, process payments, refuse to actually process the payments. What a world we live in. And yeah, that is 100% true, because we have had a big issue with payment processors, obviously, you know, affecting people's work, affecting people's kind of ability to post what they want, due to the fact that they're payment processors and they have a lot of power. You know, they do have a lot of power to do whatever the hell they want. They can obviously, you know, block people from using their services and things, which obviously can bankrupt a company, you know, because again, there's not very many payment processing services. And if every single one says no, then you're not going to be making money and you're not going to be allowed to make that content unless you want to do it as a just a passion thing, right? So people who are trying to do it as a job, you know, they're being blocked off. And obviously PayPal is a payment processor as well, and they're, you know, following suit with things like, you know, Visa and MasterCard, who have been actively trying to block a lot of NSFW games and things that have been popping up on Steam and other kind of sites like that, and HIO, obviously, as we saw. But again, it seems like PayPal are trying to follow in their footsteps or something here and continue this kind of, I guess, tyrannical reign over people, in terms of just like, hey, you know, we're going to take down anything that we don't like, and you can't do anything about it. We're going to terminate your account if you post anything spicy on your Patreon or anything like that, which I think is absolutely crazy to me, because again, nobody should have their stuff taken down, especially if it's in the creative field like this, and it's going to ruin creativity if it continues. You know, people aren't going to be allowed to kind of do what they want and be allowed to create what they want if you have companies like PayPal who are forcing people to remove posts on platform but also off platform. I can totally understand if Patreon wanted to make a switch to safer work content, right? And they said, hey, you know, we're not doing this anymore, you know, and we're only doing safer work, and that's it, right? I could totally understand that, right? Because again, it could be more profitable for them, but they have never said that. You know, they still continue to support a lot of, you know, spicy creators, but they tend to target just some in particular for no reason. But also at the same time, it doesn't mean that they have the authority to go around and say that you cannot post this, you cannot post this on that account. You know, it's like, for example, I don't know, like Twitter just messaging me one day, being like, hey, we saw what you posted over on Instagram. You're not allowed to post that. That's not allowed. You have to delete that because, yeah, else we'll delete your account right now, which is crazy. You know, if this happened on any other platform, people would be going absolutely mental, you know. And obviously it's a case of companies overstepping their boundary, and whether it goes for payment processors overstepping their boundary or companies, it doesn't really matter. It's either of them, you know. They are both overstepping their boundaries massively, and it's causing people like Milky to obviously not be able to create and obviously profit off of you know, their work and their creativity, because again, they're just being restricted. They're being completely restricted by these companies that obviously just want more money. They want more money. They don't want all of this stuff going on, and they want control. That's the main thing that they want. They want to control you and what you post, and say you can and you can't post this when you know, other people get special treatment and they're allowed to post it because again, we just like them more, which I think is crazy. You know, and I don't know why this is a thing. I don't know why this is still going on, but as I said, it seems like miilkywayz is still not getting any progress on it, and obviously she's unable to make any new accounts due to the fact of her not having a husband or spouse, or she can't do it under her mother's name or anything like that, which is pretty crazy. But again, hopefully she does find a solution. I know there are other sites that you know, do offer a lot of kind of services similar that won't restrict you, but again, it is pretty interesting. And obviously, as for Patreon, I think the whole reason that people are suggesting making a new PayPal account and stuff is because Patreon are still holding money and PayPal is still holding money, which means that she will not be able to get any of that back, which I think is one of the worst parts about it. It's the fact that they have literally just like terminated her PayPal account while having money and while you know, having stuff ready to pay out, meaning that, yeah, she wasn't able to get that payout. So hopefully she does find a solution to that. But again, I would just suggest maybe going to a different platform, finding somewhere else, if you cannot find any way to kind of get that money back. But it is very, very disappointing, very, very interesting to see, and obviously I'll continue to cover it if anything else does come out. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameSubs, use my code CASA, get 10% off. Again, they've got a ton of really cool stuff over there. I definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.